In the heart of Lagos, nestled between tall buildings and noisy street vendors, stood Holy Man International Ministry, a grand church with white marble floors, golden altar cloths, and thousands of devoted followers. And at the center of it all was Pastor Michael Obi, a man many called God's own general. This is the story of how a forbidden affair shattered lives, ruined a ministry, and ended in blood. You're watching Twisted Love Files, where love goes dark and the truth hits hard. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video with others. To the public, Pastor Michael was a holy man, a spiritual father, a miracle worker. But behind the prayers and polished suits was a man wrestling with a dangerous secret, one that would soon cost him everything. She was beautiful, elegant, always dressed in white lace and gold jewelry that sparkled under the church lights. Lillian Okoye, wife to Deacon Chima Okoye, one of the wealthiest members of the congregation, was the perfect churchwoman. She never missed a service. She always arrived early. And when she worshipped, tears ran down her face like oil flowing from heaven. But Pastor Michael noticed more than just her spirituality. He noticed how her eyes lingered a bit too long when their hands touched during prayer. How her hugs were just a second longer than necessary. How her perfume lingered on his clothes after each private counseling session. She had been coming to him for marriage counseling. Her husband, she claimed, had grown cold, distant, harsh. "He doesn't talk to me anymore," she whispered one evening in his office. "I feel invisible." Pastor Michael nodded, listened, prayed. But in his mind, a different voice was speaking, one not from God. It didn't take long before prayer sessions turned to embraces, and embraces turned into something else. Their affair was passionate, risky, addictive. They met in hotels, empty guest rooms at the church compound, and even in Deacon Chima's home when he was away on business. Lillian was living a double life, but so was Pastor Michael. He had a wife and 2 children of his own. A woman who had stood by him from the days of street evangelism to now, when he rode in black jeeps with escorts. But he told Lillian what she wanted to hear. "If you leave him, I'll leave her. We'll start over." He even promised her a new house in Lekki, a private ministry where she could be the first lady. Lillian believed him. She loved him. She was ready to walk away from her marriage and her reputation for him. What she didn't know was that Pastor Michael had made similar promises before to other women in the church choir. She wasn't his first secret, and she wouldn't be the last. Deacon Chima wasn't a fool. He began noticing the signs. Lillian was always glowing. She had new clothes, expensive perfume. She hummed while cooking, smiled at her phone, and always had a reason to leave the house at night. First, he thought it was another man, maybe someone from her office, but he never expected the truth. One Saturday morning, while cleaning the back seat of her car, he found something tucked inside a prayer book, a hotel receipt. The name on it? Reverend Michael Obi. His hands shook. He felt like vomiting. He didn't scream. He didn't confront her. Instead, he smiled, hugged her tighter, cooked her favorite meals, all while planning something darker. "You're going to destroy my home," he whispered one night while she was asleep. "Let's see who laughs last." The next week, Chima invited Pastor Michael to dinner. "You've been such a blessing to my family," he said over the phone. "I want to honor you personally." Michael hesitated but agreed. He figured it was just a gesture from a clueless husband, completely unaware he was feeding his wife to the lion. He wore his finest white kaftan, arrived with a bottle of wine, and smiled warmly at Chima, who welcomed him with open arms. "Make yourself at home, man of God," Chima said, pouring him a drink. But unknown to Pastor Michael, the wine had been poisoned. Just as Pastor Michael raised the glass to his lips, the front door burst open. It was Lillian. Her face was pale. Her breath was short. Her hands trembled. "Don't drink it," she shouted. "Chima knows everything." Pastor Michael froze. The glass slipped from his hand and shattered on the floor. Chima's calm smile vanished. He walked slowly to the kitchen and returned with a large kitchen knife. "You made a fool of me, Michael," he said, eyes locked on the pastor. "But you," he turned to Lillian. You betrayed me. In my own house. Lillian tried to explain, to beg, but Chima snapped. The three of them struggled, screams echoing through the quiet house. In the chaos, the knife sliced through the air and struck Lillian in the side. She gasped. Blood soaked her white lace. She collapsed to the floor. No! Pastor Michael screamed, cradling her. Lillian, stay with me. Stay with me. She coughed, her voice barely a whisper. I just wanted to be loved. And then, silence. The neighbors heard the commotion and called the police. An ambulance came, but it was too late. Lillian died in the living room. Chima was arrested, handcuffed with blood on his shirt and tears in his eyes. He didn't resist. He confessed everything, told the police about the affair, the betrayal, and how he lost control. But the final blow came when CCTV footage from the living room, installed for security months ago, confirmed his story. The video showed Pastor Michael arriving. Lillian's outburst, the confrontation, the moment the knife struck her. News spread like wildfire. Social media exploded. Pastor caught in deadly affair with deacon's wife. Church leader exposed after secret lover is killed. Congregation members protested. His wife packed her bags and left with the children. Sponsors pulled out. Branch churches distanced themselves. The elders forced Pastor Michael to step down. The man who once claimed to be a vessel for revival was now a symbol of shame. The church split in two. Some still supported him blindly, calling it a demonic setup. Others believed justice had been served. As for Pastor Michael, he disappeared from public view. Some say he relocated to Ghana. Others say he lives quietly in Port Harcourt, trying to start over with a new identity. But the internet never forgets. In a world where love becomes obsession and power becomes lust, even the anointed can fall. Lillian wanted love. Pastor Michael wanted desire. And Deacon Chima wanted revenge. But in the end, the woman died, the husband went to prison, and the man of God lost everything. This was not just a story of sin. It was a story of betrayal, consequences, and a love that turned deadly. One secret, one lie, one deadly night. The story of Pastor Michael and Lillian reminds us, no matter how holy you pretend to be, the truth always finds a way to rise. If you found this story shocking, emotional, or real, hit the like button, share it with someone, and subscribe for more twisted tales of love, betrayal, and the darkness people hide. Drop a comment below. Do you think justice was served? Or was everyone in this story already lost?